Hey, Miles here, milesbeckler.com, and in this video we are going to cover the shopping cart segment of the do-it-yourself sales funnel video series. This is number 4 in the DIY sales funnel video series, and this is really the part that puts the sales inside of your sales funnel. Now, I'm going to be sharing a few different options with you, and you must know that this is probably the most difficult video in the series for me to effectively communicate, and that's because there are so many options. There are a ton of different ways that you can configure your website to accept payments, to deliver product deliverables or membership area access, etc. I'm not going to share every single possibility that there is out there. I'm going to share the ones that I have used and am currently using in my business to help you kind of understand which ones are best for you. I'm also going to work really hard to help you understand the differences between these, because we're going to look at 4 different options today that you have available to you. And my goal is, and this is what makes this one difficult, is I can't literally just go tell you that this is the best one, go do this and you'll be fine. Like I was able to do in the previous videos. It was very clear a WordPress-based system on Thrive themes is the best way to get to this point. But from this point moving forward, it varies a little bit depending on your budget, on your goals with the system, on what you need it to do for you, and kind of how advanced you are as an internet business owner and an internet entrepreneur. If you're at the point where you're running lots of transactions and you want to split test your checkout pages, that's a lot different than if you're at the point where you've written your course, you've created your course, and you simply want to sell your course and you've never done it before. So we're going to go through these different options for you. I'm going to highlight the benefits of each one. And again, my goal is to help you make an educated decision on which one is actually best for you in your current situation. So I thank you for your patience and your willingness to go through this with me. As I said, this is kind of a difficult one, but here are the 4 different options. And let's talk about each of these really quick. I'm going to get through the kind of theory side so we can get into practice as quickly as we can. So the first one up here is called the EStore Plugin. Now this is the very first plugin that my wife and I used to sell products online and services. All of these will work for if you're selling digital products. You can actually set them up to sell physical products. If you're running an ongoing membership system, they can kind of assist with that. You sometimes need a little extra. And if you're selling services, if you're doing consulting or coaching and you need to charge a customer $500 or $1,000, etc., all of these things work. And one other kind of note here is you actually need to have a merchant account in addition to these. PayPal could be your merchant account. Stripe could be your merchant account. Braintree is another common one. You can go as far as authorized.net, but that's a little too far in this day and age. None of those are perfect. I use personally PayPal and Stripe, and they work well for me. And I've been using PayPal for 8 years, and I've been using Stripe for 3 to 4 years, very successfully on both. And back to it. So the EStore plugin is the first place I ever started selling products online. The biggest benefit is if you're on a very tight budget, if you're bootstrapping this together, it's a one-time payment. It's a $49.95 plugin that is incredibly simple to use. My wife and I built our business on this plugin for approximately 4 or 5 years before ever upgrading to these other items. Now, this is not like building a home to where you're stuck in one place forever. You are able to move from one to the next over time. The reason we outgrew the EStore plugin mainly was because by the time we had 50 different products that we had sold, we had some customers who bought 10 different items, and they wanted one central login spot that they could go access all of the different items that they purchased. And that was a limitation of this first plugin. But again, we didn't reach that limitation to where it was an actual problem that we needed to solve for several years into the process. We ran literally the EStore plugin directly tied into PayPal for years and years, and we generated hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue from this setup here. It's incredibly simple, and here's what I want to show you. So let's go here real quick, milesbeckler.com/eStore. We're going to jump in. I'll be heading back into there soon. So it's a super simple kind of plugin that offers you the ability to create these sorts of products very, very quickly. What I'm really here to show you, this is obviously their sales page. It tells you all of the different items. And what it does is when someone purchases, you give them access to a specific page. And that access on that page is where you deliver the different product. But here's what's really cool. So it's built in to work immediately with these different payment methods, but you can get their premium gateway module, and that'll allow you to add on Stripe. So if you want to run Stripe and accept credit cards, you would need to get on an add-on module, but again, that's a one-time fee. So you're all in, and if you want to run a membership, they do have an eMember plugin. It's a one-time fee. All in, you're less than $100, and you can accept payments, and you can build your business. The one other thing I want to show you here is up here in the corner, we've got this support tab, and then you can see the WP EStore documentation. I'm clicking on that now so you can see this is, and all of these solutions have pretty good documentation, but their documentation is written out very, very well. You can see it's got a quick installation and a usage video tutorial, the 5-minute install usage guide. This is something you can set up in minutes and get running on your website, and it's really easy to set up. And you can tell, like, they have how do you do everything, right? They have their own videos that show you exactly how to do everything you would ever want to do within this system. So again, if you're on a bootstrap budget, if you're just getting started and you really want to start selling your digital products, or you want to start selling consulting services, and to be able to build in kind of a purchase and transaction process on your website, this is the way to go. Once you have this set up, you can give people access to the members area you created in part 3 of this video series using the Apprentice feature on Thrive Themes. You can set all of that up inside of here. Again, it probably has the least amount of functions out of the box, to be perfectly honest with you, but it's a one-time fee. You could get going for $50 and start selling things and parlay your profits. Start on selling through PayPal. As you make some money and prove this is the minimum viable move here, as you make some money and prove that it's working for you, at that point you're able to really truly kind of reinvest and get it running on Stripe. And I ran that for years before needing to grow. I don't use that plugin anymore. The next one we're going to talk about here is going to be MemberMouse. Now, for most people who are ready to enter into building their business online through the WordPress kind of based sales funnel, MemberMouse is probably going to be the best option for most people. If you're extremely advanced, there are a few slight limitations to MemberMouse, such as creating a one-page funnel, which we'll talk about in a minute. Also, you don't really have the ability to easily split test your funnels and to split test your checkout pages. You are able to split test your funnels through MemberMouse, but really on the split testing the checkout pages, you don't have that much functionality there. And the cool thing about split testing your checkout pages is, that's really the page that it's the make or break for your product. If you're getting a 10% checkout conversion rate and you can get that conversion rate up to 20%, you doubled your revenue off of the exact same amount of traffic. So it's a high leverage point in your funnel, but it doesn't make sense to even focus on running split tests until you're driving dozens or hundreds of transactions per week. At that point, you have sufficient volume to work on that. And that's why I'm saying these kind of grow in their advancedness. I just made that word up, I believe. But they get more and more advanced as we go down the list, and we'll continue explaining why. The thing about MemberMouse I love, it's $20 per month. So at this point, you're still all in for a significantly reduced price from ClickFunnels. You can do all of the fancy upsells, the one-click upsells. You can do the dollar trial to the monthly to the annual upsell kind of funnel. It's all built in. And one of the reasons I love this being a monthly kind of price, right? It's $20 per month to get going on this program. you have support. That means, so with the EStore plugin, with it being a fixed fee, that's really good for you getting started because it keeps your barrier of entry incredibly low, $50 and you're in. But here's the thing from them as a business model, it doesn't give them ongoing cash flow to have kind of a large team of developers and support people waiting to answer your questions. When we have a bunch of people, and I currently use MemberMouse on one of my websites. I'm using it very successfully. And when we all are running and paying $20 per month, the business of MemberMouse is able to make $10, $20, $50,000 a month, whatever that number is, I don't know, but they have a budget. And with that budget, they can hire support people. They can hire more support people to where they can handle their volume. They respond to tickets within a day, usually within a few hours if you catch them in the window when they're open, and they are probably the most hands-on and the most helpful group out of all of these, which is why I recommend MemberMouse for most people wanting to move in this direction, because you're going to have a support line there. You're going to have the ability to ask questions. They have more videos and resources showing you how to do every little thing inside of their system. If you want to add on an affiliate program, they have videos how to do that. If you want to add on 2 upsells and a downsell, they have videos that'll show you how to do that. If you want to add a gold membership level, a bronze membership level, and a silver membership level, and you want to know how to kind of set each of those up and how to move a user from one to the other so they upgrade and only pay the difference between the membership levels, they not only have the kind of documentation in the videos that show you how to do that, but if you get stuck, you can email them and they will help you move forward and get things going. To me, for $20 a month, it's a brilliant, brilliant service that is incredibly valuable to you and your business. MemberMouse is really kind of a be-all, end-all that I think you can kind of get to a point with that, like, you don't really need to go beyond MemberMouse. For, I would say, 80 to 90% of businesses, that is the direction I think that most people can go. The other thing about these first two is these are plugins. These are WordPress plugins. They work on your website. You need to have, for MemberMouse at least, you need to have your website to be HTTPS enabled, which is a secure socket layer. I'm going to be showing you how to install and configure MemberMouse here because I do think it's the one that is going to be the most beneficial for most people. And since video 3, I've reached out to my hosting and I've added an SSL, so my website, and I'll show you what I mean right now, is secure. So you can see up here, I've got the secure, I've got the lock, and it says HTTPS. I sent them a quick email. They told me exactly what I needed to do that. So now I'll be able to have a checkout page that's secure, because when we're accepting credit cards, we have to make sure we're doing so from a secure page, right? And even though we're kind of receiving the credit card information on our website, it's not stored on our website. It's passed along to Stripe, and they manage that whole kind of bank relationship, that payment gateway and the merchant account side of things. So we're not storing credit cards, so we bypass a lot of the BS you have to deal with if you actually store and receive the credit cards. We just pass it through, and we have to pass it through on a secure socket layer, which is an SSL. So if you're going to go in this direction, you need to go get an SSL set up on your server before we can get your checkout page fully functional. Then we move to these ones, which are, they're hosted on their own. And I am using both ThriveCart and SamCart. And you'll notice not only do you need to get the cart, but you need to add a plugin on as well that offers and manages the access. Now, MemberMouse is both a shopping cart and an access plugin. EStore Plugin is both a shopping cart and an access plugin. These two down here are just a shopping cart. Then you have to add on a membership plugin. So we're increasing the complexity, which is why I don't recommend these for beginners. But with that said, you get a next level of control when you can integrate these. You can get them to work exactly how your business wants. I didn't evolve into one of these systems until we were literally making multiple 6 figures per year and had been growing our business for about 5 or 6 years. ThriveCart is the new one. ThriveCart is probably the easiest shopping cart I've ever worked with. They make it incredibly simple to set up all kinds of complex funnels and payment options, which I really like, but they don't have any customization of the checkout pages, which I really, 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 really don't like. It totally frustrates me that I can't change the button color on my upsell, and I've had to kind of reverse engineer that. So there's some visible limitations to ThriveCart that are annoying, but the functionality of ThriveCart is really, really good. I personally use ThriveCart with Active Member 360, which plugs into ActiveCampaign. You don't need those setups for these two up here. I'm working on aligning with my integration specialist. His name's Dave at integratepro.com. He's the guy who physically set this system up for me when I moved off of ClickFunnels, and I'm working on creating a video with him. We're trying to schedule it out to where we're going to show you how to get this thing up and running in the future. I'm not going to be able to cover that in this video. It is an advanced strategy. Then there's SamCart. Oh, and ThriveCart's right now, it's a one-time fee. I believe it's $600 if it's even available. They've been closing the shopping cart and opening the shopping cart and closing it and opening it. And the reason is they're bringing in beta users, and then they're adding on functionality as they bring in users and increase their budget. And then they close it down, they add a bunch of functionality, they open it back up, and they bring people in. Eventually, it's going to be a monthly price. I assume it will either be $47 or $97 per month once it's finally launched. Then we have SamCart. I use SamCart on my main business, on my kind of main biggest website where we have 135 different products. SamCart's the one I go to, and SamCart is $97 per month. So yes, in many senses, at that point, it is the same expense as ClickFunnels. Here's the difference between SamCart and ClickFunnels. A, it works flawlessly. B, it plugs into systems that give me 100% control. C, it gives me the ability to do what they call a one-page funnel, which is I have so much customization potential of their sales pages. I can go in and create a sales page that actually has a written letter for the first 300, 500, 700 words, and as the person reads the letter, it talks about what the offer is, what they're going to get, the benefits of buying it. Then the checkout portion is right there at the bottom. I'm testing this aggressively, and it's working really well. The best converting checkout pages I have ever got going are with SamCart, and that's also because I have the ability to split test my checkout pages. I have the ability to split test my funnels. I have the ability to split test which upsell they see. I have the ability to split test what downsells they see. I can add up to, I believe it's either 5 or 6 upsells and downsells, creating a nearly infinite number of kind of checkout and funnel potentials, and we can test each one of them to truly identify what is the absolute best performing funnel for us and what is the absolute best layout of a checkout page for us and for our business. It really is the most powerful option. It's a very expensive option at $97 per month, but seeing that I was able to take my checkout conversion rate from the system it was on before and over double it, I've now generated literally 6 figures additional income by just testing that checkout page. And that's due to the volume that I was already running before I migrated over to this system. If I was new, I would not go to this system because I would be not operating as a lean startup. I would be expanding my expenditures, which makes the weight of operating my business feel heavier instead of using something like this one up here, which is $50, is less than 15 days of this one, and I'm up and running. So I really hope I've explained this clearly. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and let you know that if you have any questions about which one is best for you in your business, hit me in the comments below, because it's important for you to confidently move forward in this direction. And I want to kind of remind you of the idea that it's not all that difficult to upgrade as you go, right? If you are just getting started, if you've never sold products online of your own, if you've got your first info course, your first video course, your first membership that you're launching, definitely run one of these two here. I would probably suggest everyone jump straight to MemberMouse, but if the $20 per month is more than you can really bite off right now, which I totally understand, go with the EStore plugin because it's a one-time fee. When my wife and I got started, we flat out didn't have $20 per month extra. So I get it. I did a ton of research to find this EStore plugin. And again, it worked for us. They have great documentation. Most people are going to end up here. You can do just about anything you want with this MemberMouse system. It's a brilliant system. It does also plug into ThriveCart and SamCart. So if you get your business and see how I say it needs a plugin, like MemberMouse can be that plugin. So if you get your business running on MemberMouse today, it grows to where you're making $25,000 per month, and you really want the ability to start split testing those checkout pages, you can add SamCart on. You can integrate SamCart with MemberMouse. The user would then check out on SamCart. When they finish the checkout, SamCart communicates with MemberMouse, like the plugin, and then MemberMouse gives them access, etc., etc., etc. I really hope that makes sense. I wish it was as easy for me to say, just go take this one. It's that easy. You want this one, but it's really not that easy, and you really have to make this decision for yourself. I'm happy to meet with you in the comments, but next we're going to go into actually installing and configuring the MemberMouse plugin, which we're about to do right now. If you're ready to get started with MemberMouse, I'm ready to jump in and show you exactly how that works. The first thing we need to do is actually go get MemberMouse and then go in and kind of configure our account, and then I'll show you how to install it on the site. So we go to milesbeckler.com/MemberMouse. So I'm going to go there right now. /MemberMouse. And once this loads, I'm just going to show you their different kind of options, but a big important place for you to check out is this support area. It's a whole subdomain. They have so many videos there, and you'll notice we do have a 14-day free trial, which we'll be jumping in on. I am going to buy this to get it set up just to show you step by step every process, but before I want to show you at what point the price increases. So at $19.95 per month, you can have up to 1,000 members, which is massive, right? If you're charging only $20 per month for your membership and you have 1,000 members, that's $20,000 per month, at which point you would need to upgrade your account. When you upgrade your account, you'll see it only goes to $99 per month. So this is an incredibly valuable kind of platform for you that can grow with you. And we're just going to click that Get Started for Free button here. There was a big orange one up top if you want as well. And I am going to fill this out, and it needs my credit card, so I'm going to pause the video. I'll be right back with you once I've checked out here. I finished the checkout process, and you'll notice that they offered me a one-time upsell. I do not recommend that you purchase this one-time upsell because we don't necessarily need these built-in analytics. We're able to use the straight shopping cart data. They still give us data on our sales, and we're going to use the Facebook pixel data, and you can use Google Analytics data. So this isn't really urgent to get going. But what it does show you is this is built on MemberMouse. So you're able to create these kinds of one-click upsells on your own, and it's really going to increase your conversion. So cool to see, but don't go for it. You just click no thanks, continue at the bottom, and I believe at this point what it's going to do is take us in. So they have a downsell. So again, what they're doing is, and I wanted to show you this, is why I brought you on, is they're bringing us through a funnel using the system that they have. So I said no thanks. They give us another offer, which is to purchase the 7 steps to 7 figures. It's a $40 information course. It looks like it's an ebook. Again, you don't need this stuff, right? I'm covering all of the information you need on the channel. If you want it, obviously you can get it, but I don't think it's important. So we click no thanks, continue, but it shows the power of what you can do. And it also shows that as companies grow and as you grow, kind of working with and testing different funnel setups and upsells and downsells, it's really important to kind of maximizing the value of every sale. So I'm going to click no thanks, continue, and let's see where it takes us after this. We go to the dashboard. So at this point, we go to the dashboard. So their funnel, if you will, is a 14-day free trial that requires the credit card, and then it's an upsell to their $99 per month version. And if I say no to that, then I get the upsell opportunity for a $39.95 course. And obviously, as someone who's purchasing a membership software to run a business and do transactions online. They're selling me information on the 7 steps to make $1 million online, right? So it's that piece of information that I could want as somebody trying to grow a business on how to make $1 million business. Very, very smart. There's a marketing lesson in there for us, but at this point, we're up and running. So we're in the MemberMouse dashboard, and the first thing that we need to do, we're going to get going real quick here, is click on the My Account. And I probably should show you these videos right here. That video that loaded on the dashboard will show you how to do all of this. But we need to go to license management right here, and we need to change the URL. And we need to set this to our URL because they want to make sure that we are the only ones using the license that we purchased, and we purchased one site license. So let's go down here, and I'm going to go to settings. Where are my settings? So we'll scroll down. And the reason I'm going here to get my actual URL is I need to make sure it's the exact URL that is set up here in WordPress. So I'm going to take this, and you notice it's got the S and it has no www. And that's what I want them to see in MemberMouse. That way it's exactly what we want. I click submit. And you can see really easily here, it's super simple. They show 0 of 1,000 used. My license was updated perfectly. If we ever want to upgrade, you just click here and you're able to upgrade. It's super duper simple. So now I want to go download the plugin, which I don't think is on this here. I believe I want to go to the dashboard. So you can see it's right there below. So they've got this video that's going to show you how to get up and running and register the site. We already did that, and then download MemberMouse. I'm going to click download MemberMouse. It's going to bring up this box, and I'm going to put it in my DIY folder here just to make it easy to find. And that downloaded. So now we go back over into our WordPress dashboard on the site you've been building as you follow along, and we click plugins. Let me close this out to make it easy. And I'm going to go to the plugins section here. And I've just clicked plugins. It's going to load, and I'm going to click here, and let's go add new. Upload plugin. I'm going to choose the file. I'm going to go back to that same thing, and it is the... That's funny, is it this one? I have 2 folders, the exact same name, note to self, and it's the MemberMouse plugin, and I click install now. So what happens when MemberMouse installs is it's not only bringing the shopping cart, it's not only bringing the kind of member access plugin and the content protection system that we're going to set up. We're going to do all of this together, but it's also going to pre-configure a lot of core pages, my checkout page, all of the different the checkout page, the thank you page, and you're able to like customize them all, so you can make them have your upsells on them, your downsells on them, but they do kind of pre-create that all for us, which makes it super easy. So now you can see that the plugin was installed successfully. I'm going to click activate plugin, and it's actually going to launch it. And at that point, once it activates the plugin, we're going to see some changes. We're going to see some changes over here. There's changes on kind of the create a new post, create a new page. They all have a little bit of different changes, and I'll show you a few of those key ones where they're at. I'm going to show you where to find the information that you need in order to really kind of work with this the best, but we are going to physically go through the process together of setting up an actual transaction system, right? We're going to build an actual like checkout page that's going to give people access to the members area we built in the previous video. Now again, for mine, I just used the same content as I gave away for my freebie. You need to have a free item that you're giving away, and then your paid item is built in Apprentice just for the sake of time. And since I'm not actually going to run this as a business, I just wanted to show you how this works, and I'm using kind of the same content. But I think that should make sense. Now you'll notice the first thing we're looking at here on the top left of the navigation is MemberMouse. I clicked on MemberMouse, and I want to load the dashboard of MemberMouse here inside of WordPress. And this is the power of WordPress, right? So now we've just literally turned in our WordPress website into an e-store, into a transactional situation. absolutely brilliant. Now, we're not going to go through everything together today. I'm trying to get you started, and I'm trying to keep this video short. But the first most important thing for me to show you are these training videos right here. Right inside of your WordPress dashboard, it shows you how to do every single step that you'll need, and it'll take you into the advanced thing. These are the core pages I was telling you about that had already got set up. Another thing, so we'll go into this more, but let's go into real quick. I'm gonna go to email settings. You will sync your email system up with MemberMouse through an email integration. But every single one of these different sub pages that they offer, you'll notice they have this need help here on the corner, and they have a related videos and articles. So if I click that, I'm gonna hold Control and click so it opens it in a new tab. Now, you notice I'm on the email integration page. Now watch, we go over here. It has literally their support knowledge base based on email integration. You can even see configuring Aweber is number 1. It shows you how to configure Aweber if you're already on Aweber, which is, if you're following along, that's probably where you are. So this need help works on every page, and it'll take you to the content in their knowledge base for everyone. And of course, they even have their contact support. This is what I mean. This is the value of spending $20 per month with this system, is they have people on standby. They want you to become successful with their software program, so you upgrade because you're growing at such a fast rate, because that's how they keep in business, and it's that win-win, which is why I really do recommend this program. Now, let's jump right in and get this started. I'm going to get it integrated with Aweber. So I just chose Aweber. It wants me to authorize, so I click here. Now it's going to have me log in an Aweber authorization and just give it one quick step. It's got my stuff in. I click allow access. I get an authorization code, which I'm going to copy. I'm going to go back here. It wants that authorization code. I click authorize, and we're done. That's it. So now we have set up email. So this means when someone purchases my product, I can put them on a customer specific list so I can follow up with them. So if it's a membership program and they get a new item every 14 days or every 15 days, I can email them every 15 days on autopilot as the content unlocks in MemberMouse. Super duper powerful, right? Now, in the transaction system, you can see based right off of the way it loads, you have the ability to use authorize.net, which I don't recommend. If you're using it, you know more than I do. Braintree or Stripe, and then they have the off-site payment methods, which is PayPal, ClickBank, Coinbase, etc. So I'm going to go to Stripe, which I use and enjoy Stripe, to be perfectly honest. I'm going to click enable the JavaScript, which is recommended. Now I'm going to go into a new window here and log into my Stripe dashboard. Again, actually, I should probably just go, before I do that, I'm going to X that out. I'm going to go to stripe.com and see if I can show you where you would get your new account set up. It's free to set up a Stripe account. You pay something like 2.9% and 30 cents per transaction. The products here, payments, where is it? Let's find how you get. There you go. Create an account. You click create an account, and then you go through the process of creating an account. It's super simple. I already have an account here, so now I'm going to go log into my account and get the information, but you just follow their prompt, and what you'll end up with is a dashboard kind of like this that I've got here. And I am going to switch to, I'm going to put it in this account here. I've got a few accounts, and that's one of the cool things about Stripe is you're able to set up different Stripe accounts that are all managed through one dashboard. So I've got this kind of demo account, if you will. And now I need to go, if you see we got this API down here, I'm going to click the API. I'm going to go ahead and grab my secret key. And I'm just going to paste that in here. Now I'm going to click Save Payment Methods. Settings saved correctly. I click OK. Now I'm going to come up here, and you see this Run Diagnostic. I'm going to click the Run Diagnostic, and I'm going to let them run this really quickly. And what it's going to do is it's just going to test the connection between my website, MemberMouse, and the payment. And you can see it actually connected to the payment scheduler, which means that all the scripts and the stuff in the background that's running, it all lines up and the transaction is going to be able to go through. So you want to go through the diagnostic. If you get a problem, it's going to tell you here what the problem is and what to do. Okay, so at this point, we're through that. And thank you for bearing with me. This is normal. And again, it kind of was good because it gave an opportunity to show exactly how to use their support documentation. That's about the geekiest stuff we need to do. And I want to go now see if we can view the checkout page and see what it looks like. And you can see it's got just a really super simple kind of a checkout page. There's no content on it at all. It's got a free, because I don't have an actual product. So this is what we're going to build together, and we're going to make this all work and function. Awesome sauce. So we've got ourselves set up here. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of this process of MemberMouse. So I'm going to click on MemberMouse here. And we have the manage members is where you go once you have people kind of involved. If somebody's like, I want a refund, or I don't have access, or you need to look somebody up, you go through the manage members. Browse transactions is how you can go in and look at your actual transaction data, which is how you can kind of monitor and make sure your Facebook numbers are good and you can see how many transactions you're running. Product settings is the next place we're going to go. Now, the products are actually what we physically set up. And the way that they work is a little, like every one of these plugins works a little differently. And there's kind of two sides needed. We need to have a product, which is the thing that the person buys. And then we need to have either a membership level or a bundle. Now, I'm going to let them, they have some support on it. Obviously, if you go to need help, related videos and articles, I'm going to let them explain the differences here. What I personally have been using is I just use the membership levels for simple stuff. If you have one, obviously, if you have a membership program, set up a membership level. But even me selling like an information product, which is like my DIY sales funnel course, which is just a modulated course with one module and 4 lessons, I will still just use a membership level because it's simple. The first thing we do is we create a product. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to name it DIY Sales Funnel. And SKU I'm going to leave blank. And I'm going to put that there. And it doesn't, if I had the membership level set up, I could put that in. It doesn't. I'm going to put my price as $27. No trial, but if I wanted a trial, I click on it. I can just do a $1 trial for 7 days, etc. But I don't want to do that here. No subscription, but if I wanted to rebill every 30 days and kind of set it up on a payment plan, I can. If I wanted to limit it to a number of payments, I could. If you leave that blank, it's going to bill them unlimited. So if you're running a membership and you want to have a $1 trial and have a 7-day trial period, only allow 1 trial per member, and then you go into the subscription to rebill every 30 days, and that subscription price is going to be $27 per month. That's literally how you set it up. But for me, for my sake, I don't want to run those items. I just want to do a fixed price product. Very, very simple. This is, let's call this just a description here. So this is probably going to show up on the checkout page. I'm just typing that in to have it here. Commissions, this is if we have an affiliate program, which I'm not running now, but you can obviously get that set up. And then it's got the purchase confirmation page. And let's see here. It defaults by saying, are you sure you want to purchase, what the product name is, your card will be billed. So I'm going to go ahead and change this to say, so I just changed it around a little bit to say, I'm excited to share everything you need to know about building your own sales funnel with the DI, and then it's got the product name, which is the DIY Sales Funnel course. Then it says your card will be billed, and then it says how much they'll be billed for. I click Save Product. At this point, what I've created is a physical product, right? So now this physical product is here. So now someone can actually purchase it. We have a purchase link, which will take someone to the actual product itself. Static link, you can see this is actually the checkout link for the actual product we just created. But there's nothing tied to it yet, right? We need to make a membership level, and then we need to protect certain content, but you can see it's already changed the look of the checkout page at this point, and it pulls up all of the information that would need to be here in a billing area. Again, you can customize this 100%. If you're getting into the deep customization, you're probably going to want to hire somebody with some CSS skills in order to actually customize this for you. Personally, I would not customize that myself. I would hire a professional to do that for me. So now the next place I'm going to come to is the membership levels. And I'm going to set up my first membership level, and I need to click Create Membership Level. And I'm going to name this the DIY Sales Funnel Full Access. And WordPress role, I am just going to have this as, let's see here, no role for the site. So this is, if I wanted to give people the ability to kind of get a WordPress account when they purchase, that's how you would do it. If you want to use any of these, at most, I would set it up as a subscriber. And what happens is it sets them up inside of a user base in here. I don't think you need a role, but I'm going to leave it as subscribe. I'm going to try this. No role for the site. Membership type is paid. And I'm going to attach it to the DIY Sales Funnel product. So that's been done. Default product is there. The level does not expire. So now it wants to send a welcome email to the new members. And I'm going to say your access to the DIY Sales. Your access to the DIY Sales Funnel course is here. That's going to be the email that they receive. And it says, you can tell, it might be difficult to read because the font's very thin. But right here, you can log in with the following credentials. Username, it gives them the username. Password, it gives them the password. It's all auto-populated. If you have any questions, email us at, and right, you can change this as you want to mail specifically to your email address, right? So I could put like Miles at DIY Sales Funnel. Perfect, that's done. No bundles here, protected categories. I'm going to leave that empty. This is the ability to actually protect based on a category. We're not using that here, and I'm going to click Save Membership Level. Again, my goal is to show you the bare bones on how to get one set up here. So now we have a product and we have a membership level that's going to give them access. So what we need to do now is we need to actually attach the content that we want to give them access to in here for them to be able to kind of access that content, right? So they purchase, the purchase goes through, and then MemberMouse says, cool, they just purchased that, now they're one of these members, but now we need to say that these members get access to these pages. And that happens here inside of this drip schedule. Now, if you're not using Thrive's Apprentice feature, you would normally be able to click here on this button and essentially find your posts on the dropdown. But if you're using Thrive's Apprentice like I showed you, you're going to notice it doesn't show up here. None of the Apprentice stuff does. And in the previous video, I explained to you how the Apprentice feature runs what's called a custom post taxonomy, which means that it's kind of hidden here. So what do? Well, there's a little workaround, of course. So we cancel out of here, and now I need to go into my Apprentice lessons, and we're going to go on the left into Apprentice lessons, and I'm going to go ahead and control click all lessons. It's going to open that in a new tab. So I'm going to go inside of the Apprentice lessons, and you can see these are the actual course deliverables that we set up together, that I set up here in part 3 of the course, right, in the previous video to this one. And what I now need to do is, since we're using that kind of custom taxonomy, it's a little bit manual. We have to actually go into each one and manually set it, but it's a good opportunity for me to show you how MemberMouse gives you this kind of functionality on the post itself. So as you create new modules, you can kind of manage that right here inside of the module. So you can see I'm inside of the version 1 or the part 1, which is like lesson 1 under the first module. On the right, we have this new MemberMouse options, and I simply click grant access, and it's going to bring up a little pop-up box. And I'm going to go ahead and say by membership level, since I used a membership. I'm going to choose the DIY Sales Funnel Full Access. I want that to happen on day 0, which means the moment they purchase this, they're going to get access here. I click Grant Access, and you'll notice over here on the right-hand side, we've got the DIY Sales Funnel Full Access. So it's set up. The one more thing we have to do is we scroll down and we click our Update button. And now this is going to save that change we made to this page. So what I've done is I've now protected this, and I want to show you how this works. So I'm going to right click here. I'm going to copy the link address. Now, whenever we're testing, and this is a really important thing for you, so whenever you're testing and you're logged in as the administrator to WordPress, expect that things won't work correctly. I generally have another web browser open or available. You can also use an incognito browser. I'll show you that in a second here. But what I do is I go test it in another one here, and I'm going to just click enter. And it's going to load that page. And what I'm doing is I'm making sure I'm not logged in, right? So I want to go try to access this page from a not logged in place. And you could see instantly I get the MemberMouse error page. And it says, you don't have access to view this page. Why not? Because I have not purchased yet, right? So we can modify this page, and you can put a link to the login section on the error page. I highly recommend you go into every single one of these core pages that MemberMouse created for you and consider the user flow. I'm not going to do every little step in this video for you. I don't have time. I'm trying to help you get the core and the bulk of your product up and running. So at this point, we've got that going. We would need to go in on every single one of the different lessons, right? I only set it up on part 1, so I would need to go back to all lessons. As it loads all lessons, I'll do part 2, and I'll show you how an incognito window works, just so you could see. And again, just to make sure you caught how we're protecting it. And you can see it's got new access rights here. Click grant access. And that's going to load. Membership level, choose the membership I just named it on level 0, grant access. And then of course I would go repeat this process for part 2 or part 3 and part 4. So I'm going to copy this one and I'm going to show you how to test here. So you can go up on your little 3 little dots on Chrome and do a new incognito browser. And what this does is it's kind of like a fresh browser with nothing in it, right? I'm not logged in. If I went to the main site, it wouldn't have me logged in. And what's happening is it pulls up the error page, and boom, I don't have access to mess with this, right? Or I don't have access to the content because I did not purchase. And you need to obviously make sure every single post that you have set up works that way. The other place we have to remember to go and set up is our membership homepage, which let's go to Apprentice pages. All Apprentice pages, and you set this up last time in video 3, and we're going to go inside of the Apprentice pages. Welcome to the DIY Sales Funnel course. This is the welcome page that I want them to go to when they're done. And here, what you're going to notice is I want to set this as a core page member home. And what that does is it actually sets at a default level to when somebody purchases, and then if you notice, I set which membership access it was for, and then I'm going to go and click update. And now I've protected this, and what I've set it up as is when someone who has this membership level logs in through MemberMouse, MemberMouse knows to redirect them here. When someone purchases, MemberMouse knows, okay, cool, the purchase is done after thank you page. When they log in, send them here. And here's where I send them and give them access to all of the modules. And again, we went ahead and did all of that in the previous one. At this point, to be perfectly honest with you, we have a functional site. Like literally, our site is now selling a product and delivering a product. I do want to kind of reiterate, you will go into pages, and I'm not going to go through every single one of these because I don't have time for that, and I respect your time. This video is already incredibly long. But you notice here's the error page, and you can go kind of add to the error page. And I'll just show you super duper simple. I'm going to take the login page. I'm going to take the view, and I'm going to right click and copy link address from there. And I'm going to go to the error page, and I'm going to go edit the error page. And so what you need to do when you build out your site in this manner is you need to kind of like go through the process, test your checkout. I test in test mode, which they show you how to do that. I also recommend you test with a live credit card. You can refund yourself through Stripe. It's easy to do, but you want to go here and enter simply click here to log in, right? I don't know why they didn't create that by default, but hey, they do what they want. I do it the way I want. And I just want to make sure a user who tries to go to a module and they actually have access, but they just weren't logged in because they cleared their cookies or whatever, I want to make sure they have access. I'll even put that down there directly. And then I'm going to go update. And it's done. And I mean, you can totally customize these. And I recommend that you do. You really want to put all of your, like, you want to sprinkle it with your mojo, right? Like when somebody buys your course, they're really buying into you. So taking time to go into all these default pages, get your personality in there, make sure it's got your words in there, and it's kind of done the way you want. So what's the last step, right? At this point, I'm serious. We've actually built something. If you want to customize things, great, go ahead. When I first started, I didn't customize anything because I didn't know how and I didn't have the funds to do it, and we still made sales because people wanted what we had, because we gave results first through our content marketing effort. People loved us, and when we offered something to buy, this was simply a technicality for them to obtain something that they already wanted. But I want to go back in and show you the very last step because this is important. So I'm going to go to product settings and I want to go back into this product we just created. And what I want to do is I want to copy down the URL for this product here. So I'm going to click on, let's see here, the edit product, or can I just purchase links? It's right there in front of me. So I'm clicking the purchase links and it's got a smart tag. We don't need to do the smart tag. This is if you want to embed the link and have a fancy buy now word show up, you can put an image where buy now is. Obviously both of those work. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy just the static link. So this is the actual purchase link for this product, and I hope you get where I'm going before I'm there. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into pages, all pages. I want to add to my OTO page, right? So I did in the original, I believe it was video 1, I created a thank you page. Let's see here, which one was it? I believe it was this one. And I'm going to go look at it. I created a thank you page, and the thank you page was your request was received, watch the video now. This is it. This was my bridge page, and the bridge page is me promoting an affiliate program because that was the initial setup. I didn't have a product involved. So what do you do at this point? Now this you would replace, that's a great face shot I've got there, isn't it? You would replace this with a video sales letter that actually says, hey, great, that free thing that you just asked for is being sent to you via email. By the way, take a minute and learn about this product that I've got to offer you. And then what do? You come down to your button, you select your button, you go into the link settings, and then you change that link to your product button that you just got from MemberMouse. I come up here, I click Save Change. And now we've tied this all the way back, right? Now this works, and obviously I didn't just make a video sales letter. I'm not going to cover that right now. That doesn't make sense. I'm trying to show you the structure. And what I just did is I took the funnel from being an affiliate marketing funnel, and I just turned this funnel into being a sales funnel to where my thank you for opting in page is now actually, it's pretty cool. It's actually a sales page. So now it's actually selling a product. If I wanted to create upsells that they saw afterwards, I could create upsells that they could see after. And I just want to show you how this works. So somebody opts in, they go for your free thing, you say request received, watch the video below now. The video then proceeds to transition into selling something that's going to help them get the results they want faster, easier, quicker, with less effort. And then when they click to get it, and obviously I would change the button text, click here to buy the item. I'm just trying to show you very raw, it takes to the checkout page. And when someone finishes this checkout and they enter their credit card information and they enter their security code and all of that information here, and they enter their billing address, blah, 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 they click submit order, they get brought in through MemberMouse, they get charged by Stripe. If you've got a, if you use a subscription will be set up inside of Stripe to where they'll be billed every single month. If that subscription fails, then MemberMouse picks that up and stops giving them access to your content, which is brilliant. But they finish this process, they submit their order, they'll go to my thank you page, they'll be able to get access to all of the pieces of the product that I've already set up for them, and I've kind of protected with the membership system for them, and it'll take them to the membership homepage that we set up together. I thank you very much for joining me. This was kind of heavy. We got really nuts and bolts on this. I really do appreciate your time. We've really turned this, what started as kind of a simple funnel, we've turned it all the way into a full-on membership site or a full-on sales page and a sales that can sell your information products. You could sell ebooks, you could sell video courses, you could sell anything you'd like with this sort of system. You could even sell coaching, monthly coaching, etc. I thank you very much for your time. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you made it to the end, #badass, and you may notice I forgot to get my lights on for this last one, but it doesn't even matter. We made it to the end together. I'm so proud of you. I am going to continue to build on this DIY sales funnel system, right? I do think there's some more advanced ideas that you can implement to get even better results. I look forward to continuing this process with you. And if you've made it through all 4 of these videos to this point, #badass. I'm impressed that you made it through. I hope you've been taking action. It's so important to take action on what you're learning, to really put this stuff into practice and build something. It's not going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. You want to get your imperfect version 1 out so you can improve upon it over time. And it's improving upon it. It's iterating through it. That's how you grow a business online. As the founder of LinkedIn said so famously, if you're not embarrassed by the first version of your product that you shipped, you went to market too late. And that's exactly what we're building here together. And at this point, if you followed along, you have a real internet business ready to run traffic. And that's where my Facebook videos come into play. If you need help with anything on this or any questions, hit me up in the comments below. Check out one of these cool videos here. I look forward to connecting with you on the next video. Be well.